This is it. The season comes to an end for the regular season. Week 18 picks, here they come. I picked some 50-50 games wrong, but overall my record was 12-4, 12 from 16 games, not bad. Let's get into this week, and remember that teams will be resting their starters. The Baltimore Ravens will take on the Cleveland Browns. The Baltimore offense has been in great form. I expect their team to play because of their, potential spot to finish, but I do think they'll take their players off later in the game, so we'll probably only see them in the first half. I don't think Cleveland are going to throw much at them. I've got the Ravens winning by 10. Next up, the Pittsburgh Steelers will host the Cincinnati Bengals in this game, and this is a tricky one to pick. Actually, I'm not sure who's home team for this, but anyway, it's the Bengals and the Steelers. Now, the Steelers have really dropped off in the last month, whereas the Bengals have hit form, and the Bengals need the Broncos to lose and the Dolphins to lose to clinch a playoff berth. And I tell you what, man, the Chiefs, we'll get to that game, but the Chiefs and Broncos game will basically decide the fate as well of the Bengals if they are to win this game, which I think they do, because I think they're playing really, really well. Great win against the Denver Broncos there. I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals to win a close game, Bengals by 5. Up, it's the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Carolina Panthers, and the Carolina Panthers in the last month have not been that great. They've been hot and cold, but they just haven't been as great as they were in the mid part of the season, whereas the Falcons, they know that they can still make the playoffs with a Tampa Bay loss. I think the Falcons win. I think they can win well, but I am going to play it safe and say that the Falcons win by 9 and the Panthers keep it close-ish to finish off their season. Next up, it is the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Washington Commanders, and Washington looked like they were dead, looked like this season was over, looked like a week 1 exit. Still could be the case of a week 1 exit, but now they've clinched a playoff berth. They take on a team like Dallas who was playing red hot. Now they're playing not that great. As to this game, I think the Commanders win, but I think it will be tough, and Dallas need to show something towards next year. We've seen it in spurts at the end of this season. They're playing better, so I'm going to go the Washington Commanders to win by 7. Next up, the Green Bay Packers will take on the Chicago Bears. I have nothing to say about the Bears anymore. They cannot get a win. They're going to get in a draft spot position. They've tanked their season away ever since that Hail Mary. Such a weird team this year, and the Packers-Bears have a bit of a rivalry. I can't see anything here besides the Packers winning a big margin. Green Bay win by 14. Next up is a bit of a tough game to pick because the Jacksonville Jaguars have been playing better, but they take on the Indianapolis Colts, who have been inconsistent this season. But last week, man, they were awful, absolutely awful against the Giants. There was no Colts defense, and I feel like Jacksonville are in a better position to win this game, but something tells me that the Colts are going to win it. I'm going to go with the Colts by 9. Don't be surprised if Jacksonville win. I think they're the better team right now in form, but something tells me the Colts get the win here. On the Buffalo Bills, and the Bills will be resting their starters, the Patriots, Drake May, Ramondre Stevenson. They're all going to be there for this game. Can they topple a massive upset here against the Buffalo Bills? Well, it almost feels like a 50-50 game with the rest of the starters, but the bookies have put the Patriots to field 20. Now, if the Patriots are smart, they'll lose this game because it means that they secure a great pick in the draft. But something tells me that this team that the Bills are going to put out there is not going to be enough against New England. I'm going New England to win in an upset here. I think it will be very close, but I'm going the Patriots to get a 1-point win in the final week of the season against the Buffalo Bills. Next up is the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Giants. Now, if Saquon Barkley played this game, this could be massive because he was looking to break the all-time record for rushing yards. But in this game, he is rested. The Eagles are resting their starters, and this game basically means nothing to them. So I'm going to go with the Eagles to win this one. I think it'll be considerably tight though. I just don't know what New York team's going to turn up. It's almost a 50-50 game. The Eagles should win by 7 points. Next up is Tampa Bay at home taking on the Saints, and Tampa Bay can secure a playoff spot. Their offense was hot last week. They have been in great form this year, and they've gone a little bit under the radar. Now that they've got all their stars from injury back, they're looking like the team they were at the start of the year. And the New Orleans Saints look like dog shit. For that reason, I'm going the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win and win well. They could win this game 55-10, but I'm going to go with a margin of 16-point win to Tampa Bay. Next up, it's the Tennessee Titans taking on the Houston Texans, and it's another tough one to pick because the Texans look to be resting their starters. It will sort of be a late decision made, but as for the game, Tennessee are okay, nothing special for mine. I think Tennessee probably needs to win this game to keep their fans happy for the season, but something tells me even if the Texans put their reserve grade team out there, not their starters, they're going to win this one. So I'm going to go the Texans to win by 8 in this game. Next up, it's the Arizona Cardinals taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Now, we saw a great offense game from the 49ers against a very good team in the Detroit Lions, but the Lions have struggled on defense and have had injury, which does worry me coming into these playoffs, considering that they are massive favourites for the Super Bowl. But as this game, I actually think the Cardinals are going to win. I'm going the way of the Cardinals to win this game. I know that they aren't going to be playing in the playoffs, so it's almost a nothing game for both of these teams. I know that the 49ers are probably on momentum, on a high from that sort of just loss, and they led most of the game. But I am going to go the way of the Arizona Cardinals to win by 4 points. Next up is the Denver Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs are like $6 odds here, resting their starters. A Denver Broncos team, all they need to do is win and they're in. If they don't, this is the biggest Broncos choke since the Brisbane Broncos of 2022, when they were going to play finals football, and here's Denver in that position. As a Kansas City Chiefs fan, the Kansas City Chiefs will lose to the Broncos, and the reason why is they will not want to play Joe Burrow in the playoffs if the Bengals are to make it with the Broncos loss and the Dolphins potentially losing. I think Kansas City tank this game, I really do. I think they'll be more, if they have to play the Broncos again, they'll be less scared. I know it's a division sort of rival, but I just think they know what the Bengals have done to them in the past. They've seen how hot they are, and that is why they're not doing anything they possibly can to win this game, because they've secured the #1 seed. Denver Broncos win by 7 points. I'm looking forward to seeing Carson Wentz out there as our quarterback. Next up from Las Vegas, it is the Las Vegas Raiders ending their season taking on the LA Chargers. Now, they've gone back-to-back wins. They're in nice form. The Raiders, they were going to have a good pick. Let's see if they're going to have a good pick in the draft, because they've now been winning games. The Los Angeles Chargers have secured a playoff spot. Not much to play for. I don't think their starters are going to get too much time. If any time, it might be a very last-minute decision here. I'm going to go with the Chargers to win a very tight game. These teams seem to hate each other, and I think the Raiders will be up for this one. I do think the Chargers sneak away somehow. Might even be a 3-point game, but I am going to go the LA Chargers to win by 2 points. LA Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks, and this is such a tough game because the Rams are probably going to rest their starters. The Seattle Seahawks have nothing to play for. The Rams have more to play for. It is in LA. I've ummed and ahed all week at this game, but I am going to go with the Seahawks to win this one on the road, in a position where they're not going to be going to the playoffs. Finish their season on a high. I think they've shown some great moments this year, and I think they can beat an understrength Rams team in this game if the Rams do play their starters. I would be changing my tip to the Rams here, but I am going to go the Seahawks to win by 6 points. The New York Jets will take on the Miami Dolphins, and the Dolphins need to win and need the Broncos to lose to secure a playoff berth. What a turnaround for this Dolphins team. Tua Tagovailoa is officially out for this game, meaning Tyler Huntley will come in at quarterback, and potentially, this could be Aaron Rodgers' last game in the NFL. I don't think it's the case, but it could be. And he will want to go out on a high if that's the case. He will want to end this Jets season on a massive high with all the players he bought and the success that didn't come. He'll want to bring something to the fans. It's going to be very tough for the Jets here with the Dolphins team in this type of form. I've got the Dolphins winning. I've got the Miami Dolphins winning by 8 points. I think they should secure this win. It is a hard game to pick, but I still think without Tua that the Dolphins can find a way to win. Fuck yeah! The last game of the regular season, it is the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Detroit Lions. It is a battle for the number 1 seed in the NFC. If you lose this game, you drop to 5th. If you win this game, home field advantage, 1st seed. This is going to be a beauty. Now, Detroit are banged up in defense. We've seen that their defense is not as good, but their offense is incredible, man. Even without David Montgomery, they're averaging 30 points a game, playing really well. The Minnesota Vikings, they've been slept on all season. Here they are with a 14-2 record. Who saw this coming? I didn't expect them to beat the Packers last week. I did expect a close game. I had Green Bay by 1, and they shouldn't have gone for it on 4th down. They should have gone for the field goal that may have won them the game. But Minnesota playing so well. Sam Darnold playing so well. Justin Jefferson. So many battles in the middle of this game. I can't wait for this one. Who am I going to pick? Detroit at home, Minnesota on the road, number 1 seed on the line. Detroit. The Lions win by 4 points. I get this feeling that Minnesota are going to crumble just a little bit under the pressure of this game. They are going to have a fantastic season and finish in that number 5 seed. It could be the 1 seed, but I've got the Detroit Lions winning by 4 points. Guys, for watching this video, make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. I'll see you guys for the NFL playoff predictions. Let me know your picks in the comments below. Have a fantastic day. It's sunny over here in Australia. Let me know how it is in America. And thanks for watching, guys.